Sure. I just have to take my career decision with the help of, family, relatives, as well as my family dog.
Independence, I cannot afford to say no to my boss, but yeah, I can choose the color of my shirt.
Zero micromanagement, one. If I have the freedom to add one more point, trust.
I decide what I cook. I just don't decide when I sleep.
So if we are done with the Independence Day cliche of sending WhatsApp messages and to our friends and family and listening to speeches, I think I would request your time to listen to this very meaningful and this wonderful session on Independence Day, and I have requested Professor Dr. Debadatta Chaudhary to be here with us. Happy Independence Day, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, so I wanted to start this, this talk show with some of our esteemed faculties, and I would like to start this with you. And what more than having this great day to start with our Independence Day, right, sir? So, sir, the headline or the topic for today is, what does it mean to be truly independent? Right, so we've been, I think, independent for 78 years now, right? And which is, of course, lesser than the American 200 plus years of independence. I think we've achieved a lot, we've done a lot as a nation. But we, and especially you, have closely been working with the younger generation, right? Even before they enter their careers or into their work field. And you have been educating them, and you've given your life to this. So and also as a marketing guy and a marketing, so also congratulations, I just saw your post on completing your PhD. So, sir, so this, with all this that you have and these wonderful posts that I keep seeing, and I am one of your biggest fan, I don't miss out on a single post. I know there is, when Professor Dr. Debadatta posts something, it has to be something quirky, interesting, or something very, to the point and to the topic, what is relevant right now, right, sir? So let's begin today's conversation, sir. My main focus are a few things, especially, like I said, absolutely pertaining to our younger generation, because we've seen various phases of the growth, the ups and downs in the market, the new technologies, the evolutions that came during our lifetime. And now the current AI and the technology advancement, right? And how do you think the younger generation we will not talk about what is happening, because they all know. Let's talk about what should these guys, or what should this generation do? How should they deal with these current day scenarios and pressure that they are there, sir?
Yeah. So let me go back a few years and then bring this discussion back to the present times.
Right.
So what I will go back to is maybe 40-50 years back, when there were not too many options in life.
Correct.
When I was a child, or my younger days, there was only one TV channel. There was nothing called internet, we never heard of it.
Correct.
There was only one option of a car, one telephone, and that's about it.
Correct, yes.
And moving to today, there are, I don't know how many channels are there. Then there is OTT,
Correct.
TV channels plus OTT plus internet,
Correct.
plus
Social
media, mobile connectivity, AI. So what happens is though this current generation, we call them digital natives.
Correct.
Unlike us, who are digital immigrants, who are non-digital, they are digital natives. They're born. They do not understand a life without internet, because they're born into it.
Correct.
So though they are quite conversant, they are like fish in the water. However, when it comes to too many options, there is a probability of people getting a little bit lost.
Correct.
It is not that they only get lost. It sometimes, and many times, most of the times, we also get lost in these maze of options.
Right.
When these options are there, somewhere I feel we are getting tethered to to the digital media, to the digital devices.
Correct.
There are these memes you see
Absolutely.
in a family all sitting together in a sofa. Everybody is hooked
With
to
the
the phone, their
yes.
phones, and they're
Correct.
not talking among themselves, they're only hooked to the phone. So there has been a digital tethering, and this is where the discussion of independence comes in.
Correct.
Though we have been independent from British for 78 years,
Right.
are we really independent? Are we not looking at social media and acting on the basis of what others are posting, what
Absolutely.
others are thinking, how others are doing in life and getting
True.
influenced by it?
Correct.
And there is this phenomenon known as FOMO. We
Correct.
all know it, fear of missing out. Are we really independent from this FOMO effect?
Correct.
I think I am not all the time.
Correct. True.
Though I may pretend to be,
True,
but
true.
not. I am not, and of course, the younger generation will not be.
Absolutely.
And there will be more options coming in, more and more digital options, and this somewhere creates this feeling of trying to please the society or trying to belong,
Correct.
though they are independent or though they are their lifestyles are quite better than what we had during our younger days. So that's where the dilemma comes in,
Correct.
and that's where they have to look at as they mature and as they grow into contributing citizens of this.
Sir, just to add on, or just to take more insight from you on this, because I've always wondered that we keep seeing in television that what is a cyborg? Cyborg is half man, half human, right? And I think now in today's day and age, I think we are already cyborgs. It's just that our phone is not connected to us, right? It's connected to our body, because the first thing we get up is watch our phone. So, like you exactly rightly said, that though we've been independent, now there is this new ruler. Okay, which is the internet and the content that we watch, which influences us, or which even does not. I have seen so many children not even have explored the true potentials that they actually have, and then when we meet these children at some point in time, they start exploring these options of the talents or the kind of true potentials that they have, right, sir? So where should we begin to truly monitoring this, or I don't know how we should call it, or how do we not totally get indulged into this, sir, or how do we still have what we had during our time to at least explore those potentials, rough it out a hard way? And so for this generation, what kind of advice or solutions would you provide to this?
One of the things today's schools do, which was not there during our time, is to try to have several kinds of clubs and events continuously in their growing phases. And moving to the university, some of the students carry these hobbies and these kind of passions moving forward. So some are interested in sports. You will see them, they were good in sports in school, and when they come to the university, they indulge in these sports. Some are good in debating, etc., etc. So all these things have to be looked upon as a serious strategic move by education providers as well as the parents and guardians of these children. So what happens is, if we don't think of them just as an add-on to their education, but as a part of their growing up, and maybe initially make them join some clubs and then slowly find out their passion, and so the responsibility of the parents in the initial years and then the educators in the later years to get them into non-digital based activities, so that they know there is life outside of it. You only not lose in games, in digital games. Absolutely. You also lose in a football match. You may also lose in a football match, and you can lose pathetically. 7-0, 12-0, or lose in a cricket match. Feel bad about it, but understand that that life does not begin and end in a win or a loss.
Correct. Absolutely.
So that is what I think we need to look at these extracurricular activities as a strategic move from the society to make this current generation more tuned towards what is happening in life, away from the digital media.
Absolutely correct, sir. because also being a forerunner of skill and talent, and throughout my life, that is what I have done, right? So, and now moreover, when we have technology, as everybody, we are trying, even universities, colleges, or any institution, we have this layoff of people not having enough or apt knowledge or apt expertise in using AI. So we have this huge layoff that just happened. Sir, all the more reasons I believe now that, sorry, I am sure you remember we used to have moral science when we used to school, right? So now when I'm like doing these master sessions or things for leaders or for these MBA students on, let's say, critical thinking or on time management or empathy, for example, right? Somebody who does not in real life say thank you, please, right? What we learned, what was taught in moral science. Do you think, sir, now these things now as it is becoming, because the other things are being done by AI, right? The empathy, the human-centric skills are what is being valued by organizations now who to become a leader or to run a function, right? And I see that a lot as a miss with the current generation because they've secluded themselves. They are no more social animals. I also read an article that there is a dip of 2% in the alcohol consumption as well, because not because of anything, but it is because of the screen time. It's a funny reason, but that's a fact, right? Because people are not socializing anymore. Do you think that now schools should also look at some aspects where they have ways of giving them credit on these behavioral skills or what are? Because I think sometimes it becomes too late for us when they come to the university because it is engraved, some habits are engraved in them, right? So what are your views on that?
Right. Since I look at accreditation, all accreditation bodies nowadays talk about DEI initiatives from the what level of DEI initiatives the business school has taken. Accreditation from the point of business school I'm talking about. What kind of ethics, responsibility, sustainability initiatives the school takes. And that doesn't only mean curricular intervention, it also means extracurricular intervention. And I see a lot of these students, they are very good when you give them these kind of tasks. They go to these villages, etc., work with people, work here in various kinds of various societies and Rotaract and etc., and do serious social work here. I am sure some of them learned that in school. And I am of great opinion that there should be credits given by all the higher education bodies like CBSE, ICSE, etc., in terms of extracurriculars, especially to do with social sector, so that the habit is grown at a school level and they see the society at a very young age.
Absolutely.
And then that gives them a very good impression of what is happening in the world, what milieu we live in, and how do we help these people, and this empathy they will carry in their life, like as you rightly pointed out. And empathy is what we humans can show. Calculations AI will do faster, as you said.
Yes, absolutely. Because my next question was on that. My next set of our talk was on that only, sir. Because as we grow, and even when I was working with the corporates, and I see that especially the middle management, and it's not because they are like that, but they were not taught these skills. And when they achieve a position, like they achieve a chair, like for example, they become senior managers or managers, it becomes so difficult for them to showcase because they feel that is a sign of weakness when they show empathy. To say thank you and please to somebody who is below their level, it shows a thing, because I think independence has to do a lot with how the leaders behave, because that's how we follow rules, SOPs and everything, and how a leader. So my next question was on leadership and these skills transiting from school to college, university, higher education to the work roles, right, sir? So what are your views or what are your thoughts on these things, and what are the traits you think this leadership should hold, whether you're a politician, you're governing, you're a CEO of a company, or you're in the education sector? So
I was reading this example from a Japanese airlines, and it has come to social media a few times. that this particular airlines was in a little bit of financial trouble. And what the CEO did was not put people out. He reduced his salary below the levels of the pilots even.
Oh, wow.
And then cut all his perks. He started traveling in local trains and used to eat with the employees in the cafeteria just to show that the leadership is with him.
Correct.
Just to demonstrate that empathy.
Correct.
And over a period of time, obviously, the airline recovered and everything went well. But during the crisis, the leader said that I am taking my people along, and whatever sacrifices I personally have to make, I will make, and I will set an example. This is the kind of empathetic leader that we need today in today's scenario to make people believe. Otherwise, what is happening in the workplaces, the relationships are getting very transactional.
Correct.
When things get too transactional, then what happens is teamwork starts to fall.
Correct.
We all think that 2 plus 2 make a 4 in teamwork.
Correct.
I have seen 2 and 2 can make 22 also.
Yes, absolutely.
If there is complete faith within the team members, they can do miracles.
Right.
And I have seen and led things like that in real life, in my journey as a professional. So miracles can happen when teamwork happens, and teamwork happens when empathy happens.
Absolutely.
And so all these things are related.
Yes.
So to get out of this transactional mode, which we continuously see all the depressing news that come out, 17,000, 22,000, 22,000 layoffs. People get really scared and people get really transactional.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so this kind of the example that the Japanese CEO had set, these kind of examples really motivate people to do better than they are capable of.
Absolutely, sir. I remember one of my fellow, he was also a leader, and he telling me that when it was a very difficult time in the organization, there was a lot of pressure from the leadership. He told me, I think it is, when such times come, it is not a time to show the other person or the other team lower or you're not doing your job, but it is time to be empathetic, even if they are not doing a good job. You know, I think that is what it means to be human. And to truly let the other person also evolve, learn if that person has made a mistake by showing love and showing that empathy to the other person, right? And I think that's when we grow, right? And that's when we, as leaders, because it is reflected, because leaders think of them, their position, their job, what they're telling the bosses, but they forget that there are thousands in the ground level who's watching them as well, right? And that's, I feel like leaders, it's time for leaders to take that call of action when you hold that position, like in Spider-Man it says, with power comes a lot of responsibility. Yes,
great power comes great
responsibility. So it's time, because we forget that part, that there are thousands, hundreds of people watching and seeing how you function and how you treat, right? So that creates a sense of freedom if you are able to connect empathetically with your team. So the last and the very important part, sir, now is this case of mental health, right, sir? I have seen these wonderful posts that you've seen, and we've been reading. Especially this comes during the time of layoffs, time of examinations, when we see a lot of innocent lives or young lives, just going for waste, even without a concrete or I don't say that any reason is valid or concrete. For every person, that burden is huge. But, but then when we look at it from when the incident happens or when that incident is over, right? It's only the person is gone, and he thought he might be easing the pain of people around. But I think what I personally feel is, sir, he has doubled, tripled, and given a lifetime of sorrow to the people he left behind, right? So I would like to be very strict in this part as well, saying that you need to think about, don't be selfish. Like, even if you're somebody who has had these kind of thoughts of letting go or your life is useless, So as an academician or somebody who's been dealing with thousands of children all this time, how do you evaluate and what kind of message or solutions do you give to these younger generation?
Let me give you some statistics.
Yes.
According to National Crime Bureau's data, in the last 3 years, there has been 39,000 student suicides. That is staggering.
Absolutely.
And this is official statistics.
Correct.
There might be other unofficial statistics.
True.
So 39,000 in 3 years. So this means our young people are somehow feeling, a lot of them are not feeling that well about what they are doing. My experience in this matter is that from a personal point of view, if I have to send a message to the students, whoever is watching this show, is I have failed all the time.
Absolutely.
95% of things you do, you fail. You only succeed 5%.
Absolutely. Yes.
And you build a life, a career based on this 5% success.
Absolutely.
So those 95% times you fail, you again bounce back.
Correct.
I have done well in my studies, I have not done well in my
Correct.
studies. The days when I did not done well in my studies, I felt bad, but I had to bounce back and then did whatever I did. In work also, I done well in my work, I have not done well in my
Correct.
work. So there were good days, there are bad days. So good days do not define you, bad days also do not define you.
Absolutely.
So we are defined by the level of happiness we have.
Okay.
Not by what we achieve. Though, as I said in the first segment, that we always look at, okay, this person is traveling globally, this person is doing this person is doing that, this person has fantastic cars, this person has these kind of possessions, and that is how they are defined. No, they are not defined by that. They are defined by what they make the others feel.
Correct.
So that is an inherent happiness or satisfaction of a inherent in a person which is derived from successes and failures. So it doesn't really matter. I can say from my life experiences that it really doesn't matter. You have to you take those bad days with a pinch of salt. I also take the good days with a pinch of salt, because those good days you may have been lucky.
Absolutely.
So some amount of luck, some amount of learning from failures, and then building on this. So take the successes and failures as, in a quote I read, that both are imposters.
Absolutely.
So let's take them with the pinch of salt, and let's figure out who we are as a person, and be happy.
Absolutely.
Nothing will happen in life. Life is very long.
Yes.
And sun breaks out after a long night, so
The day will come.
Dawn will come.
Absolutely.
Your happiness will come back. Nothing will happen, and you will learn so much during the bad times that it will be a lesson for you in a lifetime. So just don't quit.
Absolutely.
Just don't quit.
Yes.
Just be yourself. Nothing will happen.
Absolutely.
I can talk from my experience, and I'm sure you can talk
True,
from your experience
absolutely.
of success and failures. Nothing happens.
True.
I am still sitting here. You are still sitting here.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I when you're saying this, sir, I also have realized a very integral part is to ask help, sir. Okay. So we are so confined, and we think what we know, and this of our knowledge and what ideas that we have of thing and stuff in life, and because of which we take some certain actions or steps, right? And when people start thinking about that extent, this is what I tell my students or people I get this opportunity that there is always help. It's just that we need to ask. And sometimes we do not do this because we don't come up from a culture. So one final question I ask, I have this, okay, sir, when you are suffering from a lot of stomach pain or fever, our first call to response is we go to a doctor, right? If it goes more than 2 days, and paracetamol is not doing the trick. So, but what do we do, or what culture do we have in India if you are stressed, or you are under some pressure, or you have some mental issues, right? I have seen so many people with narcissistic behaviors which can be worked on at a very initial stage, right? But then it turns out to be leaders. I've seen leaders having these traits, even them not realizing them having these traits. I have seen people being unempathetic or totally being close to things because of then when we really go dig in and then they say, मेरे life में ऐसे हो गया था, so why should somebody have it an easy way around? Why should I teach? Why should I do this, right? So do you think now it is high time, because of the environment or the kind of society or the culture or the influence of technology we live in, that mental health and addressing mental health should be a part and parcel of every family, sir? They should start addressing this. You should not be ashamed by saying that my son is visiting a shrink or is going to a psychiatrist, or because I think that's what the taboo is. They think if they tell your colleagues, they think I'm taking my they're okay by saying I'm taking my daughter to a dentist or thing, but they'll be thinking I'm taking my daughter to a psychiatrist.
Yeah, I think West has normalized it to
Correct.
a great extent.
Absolutely, sir.
For them, talking to a psychiatrist is very normal.
True.
Even for trivial issues, I think they talk to a psychiatrist. But in our society, we are just opening up.
Correct.
I think over the next decade or so, this will start to become a little more normal.
Correct.
And what I read and what I hear is a lot of people are taking help of ChatGPT when they're stressed. They ask ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is built to be positive.
Correct. Yes.
It is inherently programmed and has a positivity bias
Correct.
built into its system. So it talks. But ChatGPT is not your solution. When people feel isolated and want some help, some people talk to these LLMs and they give some level of help. But yes, this is still a societal concern that people who are really on the edge,
Correct.
they need to talk to somebody.
Yes.
Don't talk to a psychiatrist maybe, but they talk to somebody.
Talk to somebody, yes.
Talk to you. Talk to the people
Correct.
who love you, your family, your friends.
Correct.
But talk. Don't keep it within yourself and don't let the shadows grow inside you.
Absolutely.
These can be easily, when you talk to somebody, these suddenly that monster seems to vanish.
Absolutely, yes. True.
So therefore, as I said, we have to increase the happiness quotient.
True.
We have to be less transactional as people, and this will lead to a more better mental health.
Absolutely.
And slowly, as you pointed out, everybody of us maybe sometimes need to visit a psychiatrist,
Yes.
even if we are not depressed, just to understand my weaknesses, my strengths, and maybe get a validation that I am on the right path.
Correct.
And this needs to be normalized.
Yes.
This is just another. This is if you're it is not just like another disease.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
so the full body checkup should not end here. It should go here also. No, it should be a full body checkup.
That should be a part of full body
Checkup. Yeah, this should be a part of your full body.
Psychiatric counseling should also be
Part of full body checkup. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Great point.
Yes. All right, sir. I think so. The crux is that if we want to be truly independent, I think we need to start from our CPU, right, sir? Our central processing unit should be programmed. It should not have viruses. If there is a virus, I think antivirus is required, right? So we need to treat. And if you seek help, there is always help on the other side. You have to give the first hand first, because you have to say everybody is too busy, right, sir? So in their busy, your life, their life, if you are expecting them to come to you, it's not going to happen. You will have to say that I am a little troubled. This is what I have, a problem that I have. And I think that is the true sense of being independent. And if you are happy, your people around you are happy, family is happy, right? Because if you are unhappy, everything around you is unhappy and you become more stressed under that pressure. So thank you very much, sir, for this time. I had a wonderful time